Hi there, I'm Sumit Bansal, and in this video, I have something very interesting to show you. This is something that has saved me hundreds of hours over the past 5 years, and I'm not exaggerating. Every month, I had to raise invoices. Sometimes they were 5 invoices, sometimes they were 50, and it would take me 2 to 3 minutes to make each invoice. But I've been able to automate this process with a little bit of VBA, and now it takes me less than 2 minutes to raise all the invoices for a month. So let me show you how it works. So here I have this file where I have all the details. So these are all the invoices I want to raise. It has serial number, the invoice date, the client name and address, the invoice number, description, and the amount. Now, if in your case you need to have more or less details, you can adjust this, and then you can also adjust the invoice template accordingly. Now, in this case, the way it works is I will put down the details of all the invoices I want to raise. Let's say these are three. If you have to raise 50 invoices, you can put the details here. And then in this sheet, I have the invoice template. Now, this is the template that I'll be using. And the way it works is if I want to get the details from here, so if I want the invoice for this particular client, I would just come here and I would double click on this cell. And as soon as I do it, it is going to pick up this detail from here. It is going to put it in the invoice template, then save this invoice template as a PDF in a folder that I have specified in the code. Let me show you. So here, if I come here and I double click, you can see it shows me a message, invoice saved, and then it gives me the name of the folder where the invoice is saved. And if you want, you can change this. If you do not like the message box, if you have to do this, let's say 50 times, and you do not want this message box to come up, you can remove that as well. I'll show you how. So here it's invoice number 1, invoice number 2, done, invoice number 3, done. Now let me show you what has been saved in the folder. So if I go to the folder here, you can see these are the invoices. These are the 3 invoices. If I click on any of them, it opens this invoice and you can see it's perfectly made invoice with all the right details because it has picked up the details from the row that you made. So all you have to do is make sure that your Excel file is populated, it has all the details right, and then creating the invoice is just doing the double click. Now let me show you how it works. So in the backend, I have a VBA code. So I would hold the Alt key, press the F11 key. So it opens the VBA editor. And here I have the VBA code called create invoice that is run. Now what this does is it takes the details from this sheet WSD, which is a worksheet for detail. And then this is the worksheet for the template. And then picks up the details from WSD and puts these details in WST, which is the invoice template. Once these details, so these are the details in case you have more or less number of details, more, let's say more columns are there, then you can change this part of the code. Then it is going to put this in a specified folder. This is where I have specified the folder. So you can see I have downloads folder, and within that I have invoice examples. If you have a separate folder, you can mention the path here, and then it specifies the file name here. So it saves it as a PDF, and it also has a specific naming convention that it follows. If you want, you can change it here. And then finally, if you do not want the message box, you can remove it from here. So if you remove this line, it will not show you the message box. Now the way it works is when you double click, it automatically runs a code here in the sheet. So if I double click on the sheet, you'll see there's this code, which is a worksheet event code. So it's worksheet underscore double click, which means that as soon as you double click on these cells, so in this case, I've specified target.row is greater than 2 and target.column is less than 6. You can change this. If you can make this 100 and or you can make this 6, the row number, you can increase it. As of now, it is more than 2. If you want to restrict it, you can do that. You can make those changes here. And then it calls the create.invoice code that we have already created. So here we have this code called create.invoice. So as soon as you double click on any cell in a row, it automatically calls this code, and this code saves the invoice, and you're done. So in this case, even if I have, let's say 50 invoices, I just need to quickly double click. I would remove the message box, and in less than a minute, I would have all the invoices saved in the specified folder. Now you can also change, as I said, the name of the folder. For example, in this case, I followed a convention where it is 03 followed by the invoice number. If you want to have the client name or the date or anything else, you can put it here, and then that would automatically be picked up from the VBA code. So this is something that took me probably 10-15 minutes to make, and literally has saved me hundreds of hours over the past 5 years. Now, this is for invoice creation. You can also replicate the same thing for other things. For example, if you're sending a bug report to your client in a specific format and you have all the details, you can quickly create those reports. You can also generate Excel files instead of PDF files. I generated the PDF format, but you can just change it and it will also generate Excel files or Word documents for you if you want. That's it in the video. I hope you found this useful. I will give you this file in the description. I will also give you the VBA code as a notepad, just in case the Excel file is being blocked because of the VBA code coming from outside. So you can use the VBA code from the notepad. I hope you found this video useful. See you in the next one.